everyone, this is Stella Darla and today I'm going to give you tips on winning interviews. This video is for all the freshers and new college graduates who are preparing for interviews. Having said that, this video can also be a refresher for experienced professionals. Please watch the video entirely as we have some pointers for email templates for you at the end. The central focus of this course is on the three phases of the interview: pre-interview, during the interview, and post-interview. In pre-interview, we're going to see something called the RRP model. In the second phase, during the interview, we'll see some formulas and other tricks to ace the interview. And finally, in the post-interview section, we'll see follow-up conversations you need to have after the interview and more. Now let us get into the rest of the video and see each of the phases in detail. So what is this RRP model in pre-interview? It breaks down to three sections: review, research, and prepare. To be perfect in an interview, you need to be perfect in these three sections. These are the things you need to review before appearing for an interview. Review your resume as it is your first thing on the list. Review it to justify every point you made in it and make sure you do not fake any kind of information. Review your projects in detail, as you never know which part of the projects the interviewer might ask a question from. Review your accomplishments and make sure you share them in the form of a story. This will hold the attention of the interviewer. Also, review your internships just to be prepared a little extra for the interview. Review your documents that you are going to submit for the interview. Review your social media profiles and make sure you do not post anything irrelevant or inappropriate in them. If you do have a LinkedIn profile, then make sure you keep it updated. And finally, review your current affairs and ensure you are updated with the current happenings of the country and the state. You never know how such things can help you during the interview. These are a couple of things that you can research about before your big day. Yes, research about yourself. Research about what you can bring to the table, what your strengths and weaknesses are. Research about your job role by reading the job description from the company's website or the mail that you got. You will know as to what the exact skills needed for that post are. Research about the company, like their senior management, their mission statement and values, their revenue, etc. You can also go through their social media handles like LinkedIn, Facebook, Glassdoor, etc. and follow them for any kind of reviews or feedback about their services. Research about your employer or interviewer. Now this might slightly be tricky to do, but you can find out who the interviewer is with a little investigation. Try searching for the person's name through the name in the email you received. It always helps. Finally, research about the latest updates by searching about recent developments of the company just before entering your interview room, either on your phone or your tab. Now let's see what we need to prepare and how. Prepare your domain subjects and try to understand what questions from each of the subjects needed for the position might come, and then prepare. Prepare the commonly asked questions for the interview, like warm-up and personal questions, personality-related questions, behavioral questions, and HR-related questions. And also you can research about questions that you can ask the interviewer at the end of the interview. Practice all of them in front of a mirror or in front of a group of friends, as it helps you perform better in the actual interview. Prepare your interview attire. Choose what you plan to wear for the interview much in advance. Do not rush with choosing your clothing. Men cannot wear sports shoes and jeans. They need to wear formal attire like a trouser, a formal shirt, and a suit and a tie if needed, and also formal shoes. Women also should wear formal attire, be it Western or Indian. And it can range from a sari, a salwar to a formal shirt and trouser. Wear formal footwear and avoid any kind of shiny and bright accessories, as they would make you look like you're seeking attention. And I'm sure you do not want that. Remember, whatever formal wear you choose, make sure they are not bright and glaring colors. Prepare your interview necessities. Do not take just one copy of your resume or your documents needed for the interview. Prepare to take a couple of them. And also prepare taking along some stationery like pens and blank papers, as you do not want to be seen running around for a pen when you're asked to sign somewhere. Finally, prepare reaching out, as it is always a great idea to prepare for an interview by reaching out to your peers or your seniors. You can connect with them through social media and get additional help in your preparation. And also remember, preparing for an interview, especially a pre-interview phase, is a stressful experience. Hence, no matter what, during the process of the preparation, have a positive and a bright attitude. We have categorized 3 main headings from the during the interview phase for a better understanding of each of the topics. Meeting and greeting, 10 ways not to offend the interviewer, and do's and don'ts of body language. Now let us check what each of the headings speaks to us about. Meeting and greeting is a major part of an interview. And the first thing you need to remember is to arrive early. Arrive about 15 to 20 minutes before the interview. It is an apt time for you to relax and calm yourself down. The next one on the list is creating an impression. Your first impression. When you first meet the interviewer, they are already deciding on whether they like you or not, or whether you are intelligent or kind and good for the job. You might want to have a good eye contact, a firm handshake, and sound genuine throughout. Address the interviewer with his or her last name. Do not be casual and use the interviewer's first name initially. Sound professional. Now, it cannot be stressed enough as to how important having the appropriate skills for the job is. At the same time, if you don't have the right attitude to go with those skills, it is a complete waste. Most of the time, the hiring team is looking to recruit people with a positive attitude towards everything. Now, if your behavior with the interviewer is inappropriate or unwanted, it might send you right back into the job search zone instead of landing with one. So here, in no particular order, are 10 ways not to offend your interviewer. Offering a moist or a sweaty palm is the first thing that offends your interviewer. Your handshake should portray your confidence, not your ill hygiene or nervousness. Getting diverted to your phone, your hands, or your feet is a strict no. Maintain an eye contact with the interviewer as you talk to him or her. On the same note, do not keep staring. Now, it is not a staring competition. Having an eye contact is good. However, staring at him or her like an obsessed soul will only offend them. Do not have a bad breath or food stuck in your teeth. Maintain your hygiene before you appear in front of the interviewer. Do not interrupt and complete the interviewer's sentences just to show how perceptive you are. That might offend them. Showing up to the interview late and then further giving an explanation, wasting the interviewer's time is quite an offending habit. So make sure you don't do that. Do not fake information or make something up on the spot as an answer to a question you have no idea about. Do not be argumentative or have a clash with the interviewer. Hold your ground and patience and listen to what he or she is saying. Do not use colloquial language or any jargon. Now, they are not your friends. They are people recruiting you and giving you a job. So behave professionally. And finally, answering questions without considering the time might offend your interviewer. Have a sense of time and make your answers crisp and brief. There are some do's and don'ts that you need to follow as far as your body language is concerned during the interview. Let us first check out what the do's of body language are. Do make an eye contact with the interviewer. Do use your hands in moderation. Now, you don't want them swinging and swaying in the air in front of the interviewer. Do smile from your heart, as a fake smile can be caught. Do have a good posture, as it always gives positive vibes. Do maintain personal space with the interviewer, as it would make both him and you comfortable. And finally, do have a firm handshake, because this is the first signal for your confidence. And now for the don'ts. Do not be overconfident. Now, I'm sure you must have prepared quite a lot for the interview, but that does not mean you make yourself sound as if you are doing a favor to the interviewer. Do not touch your face or play with your hair in front of the interviewer. Now, you're not a kid, so behave professionally. Do not keep moving about, as moving your hands and legs is quite distracting to the interviewer and will end up showing your nervousness. Do not bend or slouch. Like we have checked in the previous category, a good posture gives positive vibes, whereas bending and slouching will only end up showing your nervousness. Do not have an intense staring competition with the interviewer. Now, that might be scary for him or her and might result in you losing your chance to win the job. And finally, do not have a weak or a violent handshake. Either of them will end up showing your nervousness. Now, don't forget that the thought of sitting through an interview not knowing whether you'll get the job or not might be a deeply stressful experience. But don't let any kind of negative thoughts enter your mind throughout the process. Keep reminding yourself you can do it and stay positive. The stage after the interview also needs much attention and preparation. We simply put them together into 3 different actions: thank you note, follow-up phase, and job offer conversations. Thanking the manager in person is obviously the first step. But after you leave the interview room, or probably as soon as you reach a place of rest, on the same day or within 24 hours of the interview, you can send the interviewer a thank you mail. But before you send the mail, make sure you proofread it for any mistakes. Such actions not only shows your interest towards the job offer, but also portrays that you are always on top of things and are proactive. And finally, It helps you get a good impression in the recruiter's sight. Ask about what the next steps would be before you leave the interview. When they give you a time period and the result is not informed to you by then, you can clearly send an email, of course, politely asking for an update, or probably you can call them and find out. Now, when you call them, please make sure you give the exact details on who you are, which college you're from, and the date you have been interviewed, etc. These not only help the company staff in retrieving the information, but also will help you in getting the exact details that you wanted. Now you need to understand that the process of waiting for a call from the company or the interviewer is quite long. You need to have patience and a complete positive outlook during this waiting period. This section speaks about the different types of conversations which take place after getting through the interview. Please keep in mind that the companies generally fix the fresher's salary package according to their respective norms. Hence, you won't be allowed to negotiate. However, there are exceptions. Such decisions might differ from company to company. Now, once you get to know that you are selected, there are various topics that you can find out from the recruiter or HR department, like the timing of your work, shifting a city for the job, etc. Now make sure you give and also get straightforward answers without any hesitation, as you should be clear with everything related to work before, rather than being clueless about certain things after you join the company. Now remember, getting back information from the company might take a lot of time. But throughout the period, only positive attitude is the way to go. On that note, we hope this video helped you with your interview preparation. Please subscribe to our channel Interview Prep for free videos on interview preparation, English language, soft skills, campus placements, and more. Thank you for watching and have a great day.